Hello, in this video we'll talk about how can we iterate over lists with a range function. Okay, so this is the main idea about this video. But before we start talking about this and how can we do it with the range function, let's talk about accessing a list with the for loop. We saw before, if you want to access an item in a list using or access the items of the list and using a for loop, we can basically just use a for loop, then a variable in, and then the sequence, which is our list. But what if I want to access to the indexes of this list using the for loop? For loop is not the best way to do it because we can access directly to the items of the list, but not the indexes of the list. But if we want to do that and access the indexes of the elements inside of the indexes of the elements of the list, we're using a for loop, we can achieve that by using the range function. Okay, so how that thing can be possible. Okay, let's take a look at this example here. Here I have a list of numbers, and it's, as you see over here, with a for loop I can access each item by itself and print it or add it or whatever you want to do with it. But if I want to access to the index of that item with the value of it using a for loop, I can achieve that by using the range function. How can I do that? Well, I will say for I is going to be hold remember, when I use the for loop, and I is going to be the variable for the for loop. It's going to hold the values of the items of this sequence. Okay, so for I in, take a look over here, range. What is my range? My range is going to be the length of numbers. What is numbers? Is my list. Okay, what is the length? What is the length of this list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm saying technically here, for I in range of 9. Okay, why I did not say 9 over here and just save myself time and effort and instead of saying length numbers? Well, because if you say 9, this loop is going to work only for the list that has length of 9. Okay, but if the list is dynamic size, so it's better to use the length of the list. Okay, so I'm saying here for I in range of 9, which means I is going to take the values from 0 all the way to 8. Okay, print I, which is the index, and the value which is located at this index. Okay, this is number of the list, the name of the list, which is numbers, and here is the value that is stored at index I. And you will see the output over here. It's going to say index 0 has the value 0, index 1 has 1, index 2 has 1, index 3 has 2, and so on and so forth. The last one, index 8, which is the last one, is going to have 21. Okay, so this is kind of like going around accessing the list with the indexes of the list using for loop. The only way to achieve it with the for loop is to use the range. What is going to be my range? What is going to be the number over here? It's going to be the length of my list, which is in this example numbers. Okay.